JoJo Gnome was sitting at the table about to eat breakfast. In front of him was a boiled egg. In one hand he had a spoon, and in the other the sound machine. The sound machine was something that JoJo had made quite a while ago to collect sounds with. Today he was going to record his noisy breakfast. He cracked the top of his boiled egg with a spoon. It made a great sound. "Brilliant," he said. Then he put down the sound machine so he could eat his runny egg and dip his buttered toast fingers into it. "This is my favourite breakfast," said JoJo Gnome to Auntie Molly, who was filling up the teapot with hot water. "My favourite thing about breakfast is the first cup of tea of the day," she said. Grandpa Gnome wasn't eating eggs or drinking tea. He was looking at a huge map. "What are you doing, Grandpa?" asked JoJo. "Well, I'm going with my friend for a long walk, and I want to check the map to make sure I know where we're going and don't get lost," said Grandpa. "Look, here's the river, and over there are the faraway hills we see from the bottom of the garden. That's where we're going for our walk," said Grandpa. "Can I come?" asked JoJo Gnome. "No, not today, little gnome," said Grandpa. "This is going to be quite a long walk, and I think it might be too tiring for you." JoJo looked disappointed. "But why don't you and I go for a walk tomorrow?" said Grandpa. "In fact, why don't you make us up a map of the walk you want to do?" So Grandpa Gnome packed up his sandwiches and his map in his rucksack and headed off for his long walk. "I do want to make a map," said JoJo Gnome to his aunt, "but I was going to collect some new sounds on my sound machine," he said. "Well, why don't you do both?" said Auntie Molly. "What do you mean?" asked JoJo. "Well, you could go out and collect some great sounds, then draw a map of where they are, so you and Grandpa Gnome can find them again tomorrow," suggested his aunt. "Great idea, Auntie Molly. I'll go and collect some new sounds now and draw the map when I get back," said JoJo. So off he went with his sound machine. JoJo spent a bit of time thinking about what he might record. There were so many choices. JoJo had a few ideas, so he went to different places and collected a sound in each place on his sound machine. Later, when he got back into the kitchen, he got out a big bit of paper and drew a circle on it. Along the circle, he marked the numbers 1 to 5. He also drew the house, a stream, a road, and the hills in the distance. Now his map was ready for his walk with Grandpa. The following morning, JoJo was very excited when he rolled out his map on the table. Across the top of the map it said, "Noisy Walk." "Ah, I see you've a map for us, JoJo," said Grandpa Gnome. "It's a very special map," said JoJo. "It's a sound map. All of the places we're going on our walk have a special sound," said the little gnome. "That sounds exciting," said Grandpa. "I've never been on a noisy walk before. Do we need to pack sandwiches?" "No, we won't, but we better get going," said JoJo. So Grandpa and JoJo set off on their noisy walk with the map. "The first sound is coming up soon," said JoJo. "Oh, I hear that," said Grandpa. "And looking at your map, it looks like it could be the stream at the side of the path." "Correct," said JoJo. "We have to walk further up the path to the next stop." "Is it an animal noise I'm looking for next?" said Grandpa, looking at the map. "You'll have to look and listen very hard," said JoJo. As they got nearer to the field, Grandpa stopped. I've got it. Cows, he said. When they're close up to you, they sound very loud, don't they? Said Jojo. OK, what's next? Said Grandpa. On the map it looks like a bridge, but bridges don't make a noise. When they reached the bridge, Jojo stopped. It was a little bridge across a footpath that allowed animals to get back to the farm at night. The animals don't cross the bridge till much later on in the day, Jojo, said Grandpa Gnome. I know, but that isn't the noise, said Jojo. And Jojo walked under the bridge. As he did that, the sound of his footsteps changed. I love that, Jojo, said Grandpa Gnome. It's like your footsteps are making an echoey sound. And Jojo and his grandpa walked several times back and forward under the bridge, enjoying their echoey footsteps. Next stop is this way, said Jojo, leading them away from the bridge and across the grass. When they came to the edge of the grassy field, they stopped. What am I listening for? Asked Grandpa. Just then, a huge car sped past them on the road. That, said Jojo, you taught me to always look and listen before crossing the road. Well done, Jojo, said Grandpa, and they both looked and listened and looked again before crossing the road quickly and safely. The last thing in the map was a cup beside a house. I think I might know the kind of noise that might make, said Grandpa Gnome. And back in the kitchen, Jojo and Grandpa Gnome sat round the table with a cup of tea, telling Auntie Molly about their noisy sound walk. With the stream, the cows, the echoey footsteps, the cars, and the cup of tea. Oh, I think you might have forgotten one sound, said Auntie Molly. She picked up the pen and drew an oval shape beside the cup on the map. Jojo and Grandpa both looked puzzled. Then she reached over to the biscuit tin and opened it. My crispy ginger biscuit, she said. Then she snapped one in half for them both to try. I love that